See this right here, this is the only Mac you need in your life, the MacBook Air M2. It's a beast of a machine. I know what you're thinking, hold on, I want the M3. The M3's just come out. Yeah, maybe you want the M3, maybe you want the M3 Pro, maybe you want the M3 Max and 128 gig of RAM. I know I want space black. Silver is the classic one anyway. Silver is the industry standard Mac. There should be no other color anyway. So let's get into it. The MacBook Air M2, the only Mac you need, and this is why. Just 4 reasons. 4 reasons and you'll be convinced by the end. Hey Will, are you doing any video editing on that base model? Yeah, I am. And it's, technical term, I've seen this on YouTube, buttery smooth. Yeah, this bad boy is buttery smooth. So the MacBook Air M2 drops in June 2022. I've only just got it. I can confirm the buttery smoothness is true. Even video editing, that's right, I'm video editing on a MacBook Air M2 base model. The model no one wants to touch. So number 1, base models are fast enough. Yeah, you heard me right. You only need the base model. Let me explain. For me personally, a great upgrade strategy is going from base model to base model. And the reason I upgraded from a 2014 MacBook Pro, which was getting the job done, was because I was drinking some coconut water, organic coconut water for the electrolytes. It's great, you should try it. And I spilt it quite a bit on the Mac and I just sat there and just watched it soak in. And it killed the whole thing. And the hard drive as well, yay! So basically, if you're going for something like a MacBook Pro 2014 like I was, or anything prior to that, or even up to 2019 when they stopped using Intel, and then you jump to an M1 or an M2 or an M3 because you want that space black, there's a huge jump in technology. Like, it's crazy. Video editing, photo editing, flies through it. And if you're looking for a Mac to do anything like that or less, which is weird, like, oh, I just want to do online browsing, emailing, a little bit of Netflix, then you don't even need this. If you're doing browsing and emailing, hey, use a phone. And there's a reason why the base model is so good, because Apple's base model, which is, just 8 gig of RAM, hey, listen, we've seen the headlines. Apple's 8 gig of RAM is the equivalent to 128 gig of PC RAM. No, I mean, it's a lot more powerful, right? And even though it kind of feels like marketing PR to say that Apple's memory is twice as fast as any other RAM, it's also kind of true. Like 8 gig on a PC might be slow for you, but 8 gig of unified memory on a Mac with a silicon chip like the M2 is a game changer. Number 2, cost. I'm gonna save you money now. Thank me later. No, thank me in the comments. With the M3 MacBook Pro that's just dropped, it's clear that it's pricey. Oh, it's expensive. Even the cheapest Mac will now cost you £1,699 or $1,599 US. And yeah, the base model now is kind of bumped up a little bit because it's got extra storage with 512 gig of storage, but that's still expensive. This, however, the MacBook Air M2 will cost you £1,149 or $1,099 US. Getting more bang for your buck. Number 3, specs and design. This thing is sexy. The wedge, the M1 wedge, that was cool. Personally, in a weird way, I feel like they should have kept that so we could go, visually, that's a MacBook Air and that's a MacBook Pro. But making the Air look like the Pro with the new design just elevated the Air to a whole new level. So good now. Classic industry standard Mac shape that most of us preferred anyway is now here with the Air. Oh, and it's got all the good stuff you want as well. That magic keyboard, the trackpad, it's all on point, just like the MacBook Pros. It's even got Touch ID. Now with this robust hard construction, it's solid yet light at the same time. It's weighty, but like in a reassuring quality way that's also light considering everything it provides. It's made for industry professionals and it's tough enough to withstand getting thrown around a bit, but within reason. If you really want to throw it around, you get Apple Care first. The screen is awesome and it's big enough as well. It's providing 13.6 inches. It's already so close to that 14 inches. Plus, if you're coming from an older Mac with bigger bezels, then this is going to feel like a much bigger screen in comparison with more creative real estate. Oh, and if you look at the differences from M1 to M2 with the M2 new design, you get MagSafe. So if you're a tripping hazard, your Mac is gonna be safe. And of course, with MagSafe, you've now freed up your Thunderbolt/USB 4 ports, of which you still get 2. 2 is enough. If you're thinking 2's not enough, hey, I would like 3, 4, 5. I'd like a whole row of Thunderbolt 4 ports down there, a whole row there as well. That'd be great. But dongles, they exist. They're a thing. Embrace them. Let's do some comparisons from the awesome MacBook Air M2 and the not so awesome, not just because I don't have it, a MacBook Pro M3. Let's talk about the screens for a second. Of course, on the MacBook Air M2, you're getting 500 nits of brightness rather than 1000 nits of brightness. But the M2 screen still isn't bad. Like, when did 500 nits become, that's rubbish. We need 1000. I want to do stuff on my Mac with sunglasses on. Like, it's still an awesome screen. And just like the expensive M3 Pro, you're still getting wide color P3 and True Tone technology. So let's get techie. Can we get techie? Can we get geeky? Can we do that for a little bit? Let's get into facts and figures right now about this. The MacBook Air M2. It's got an 8-core CPU, an 8-core GPU, 8 gigs of unified memory on the base model, the model you should have, 256 gigs SSD storage on the base model, again, the one you should have. It's got a 16-core neural engine, 13.6-inch liquid retina display with True Tone, 1080p FaceTime HD camera, MagSafe 3 charging port, 2 Thunderbolt/USB 4 ports, Magic Keyboard with Touch ID, Force Touch trackpad, and a 30-watt USB-C power adapter. Number 4, battery life. For those that get real stressed with the battery, let me tell you, 18 hours, according to the Apple website. That's the official number, 18 hours of use. The M3, the really expensive M3, is only going to give you 22 hours. It's only 4 hours behind that. Plus, a little cheeky tip for you, they put a charger in the box. You can just run it off the mains. And lastly, if you're thinking, whoa, what about the M1? Sure, it's got the old school wedge design. Sure, the M1 is a slower chip than the M2. But from Intel to M1, massive jump, M1, M2, M3. Surely the M1's still good. The M1 is still good, but the M1 Air with the old school design, with the wedge, with the lack of ports, because you haven't got MagSafe, it's not the way to go. You need the MacBook Air M2 in your life. If you're rocking the MacBook Air M2, just like me, let me know in the comments real quick. Let me know what Mac you've got. If you are going to upgrade, is it M1, is it M2, is it M3? You're going for the M3 Pro, M3 Max, Space Black, all that cash. If you are jealous, hit me up in the comments, let me know. Oh, and subscribe, comment, and like. We got like 50 subscribers. Should we get that up? I'm thinking, call me crazy, but I got dreams of 60. Maybe 61, maybe 62 subscribers. Get involved, let me know.